A very good morning to one and all. Welcome to AICTE-ISTE sponsored Induction of Researcher online activity on research methodology, tools and techniques. And today's session, which is going to start now, and today's research process is Mr. S. Mahbub Hussain. Let me take an opportunity to introduce our today's research person, Mr. S. Mahbub Hussain. Mr. S. Mahbub Hussain is an educator, researcher, facilitator, faculty of Computer Science and Engineering, and Efficient Network Enabler. He is currently working as Assistant Professor and Head IUDC at Vishnu Institute of Technology, Bhimavaram. He contributed or published 30 plus research papers in the field of forensics and kinematics with 4 Best Paper Awards in international journals or conferences. He received a Research Excellence Award by Indus Foundation at Indo-Global Education Summit for his research contributions. He is serving as advisory or editorial board member, technical committee member, organizing committee member, and visiting for several reputed international journals or conferences in India and abroad. He served as an internal advisor for Pradhan Mantri Yuva Yojana, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, and he is a mentor of Change at Atal Innovation Mission MITI Ayog, Government of India. He is the President for Ministry of HRD, Innovation Cell, Institution Innovation Council. He is Innovation, Pre-Incubation and Incubation Management and National Innovation Startup Policy Ambassador at MHRD Innovation Cell, Government of India. He is also one of the leading facilitators towards executing innovative programs and empowering students to win various entrepreneurial competitions like Smart India Hackathon, MHRD, GOI, TIE, Great Business India Tournament. He visited Stanford University, California, US as a faculty champion at TIE-Con, the world's largest entrepreneurship conference, and TIE Grad Global Business Idea Competition at Silicon Valley, California, US. He is the Vice President, Consulting Services at Bhasha Research Corporation, PR Corp. He is Certified Entrepreneurship Faculty Educator from Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship and recognized as Pre-Incubation Management Facilitator by Ministry of Human Resource Development, Innovation Cell, Government of India.
Earlier, he served as R&D Manager India, Vice President Entrepreneurship at BR Corp, and currently responsible for facilitating and overseeing the internship study abroad and incubation activities at BR Corp in the capacity of Vice President Consulting Services. Now, I would like to welcome Mr. S. Mahbub Hussain. Sir, the session is handed over to you.
Thank you, Radhika ma'am, for introducing me for audience. And I thank Department of ECE, DNR College of Engineering for inviting me to share some insights on this proposal writing, research and mathematical model in 1 week AICTE-ISTE sponsored workshop FDP for Research Methodology, Tools and Techniques program. I thank Dr. S. Koteswari, the professor and HOD ECE for inviting me for this workshop. I hope I am audible. Right? Yes. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, all participants, faculty of DNR College, and other faculty members of. Today, I'm going to discuss various important points on how to write a proposal to get funding, as well as some research tools, including with mathematical modeling. So my session will be going like this. I will discuss about research preliminaries, where what exactly the research is and why it is important for the faculty members, and then how to write a successful grant to get funding from various funding agencies. Some of the tips and tricks I am going to share, and how to write the proposal in a easy way. Here, it's a very interesting point that I am going to share some questions to you all. If you can able to answer your all questions, it is very much easy to write a proposal or a manuscript or any research things. And I'm going to share exact proposal formats. We have various proposal formats available for DST, SERB, and many more funding agencies are there. And I'm going to share the current calls, and also I will discuss about why mathematical model is very much important in research. At the end, I'm going to share what are the various research tools available online to make your proposal in an excellent way. See, as we all know, the research is very much essential in most of the fields, not only in academics, in industry level or research is very much important to learn and understanding the capacity, and also to solve some sort of real-time problems, and to understand the facts and scenarios. It definitely helps us to move forward in our own fields. So research is very much important tool to move further in our career, as well as to solve some sort of problems. However, this might really helpful for improving the knowledge, as well as to check it out what exactly the fast changing technologies are. There we go. Researchers can efficiently improve their knowledge in real-time scenarios, and also we can understand the fast-changing technologies to teach our students, as well as it definitely helps our accreditation process for the faculty, and it helps to improve the publications of the faculty, as well as to get some sort of funding projects, and it definitely helps to improve the rankings of the institutes. Due to my bandwidth issues, I'm going to switch off my video. See, the research mindset is very much important in the faculty members as well as the students to generate some sort of excellent ideas. So whatever may be, we are going to solve some problems which we can able to see in our environment. So it leads to get excellent outcomes which can help our society, as well as it will leads to get the good publications in good journals, as well as proceedings for the conferences, and it develops our mindsets. Now I am going to discuss about some important scenario where what exactly the difference between the normal manuscript or the research paper we are regularly writing and publishing in the journals, as well as the difference between the proposals. Okay, so first of all, let us see what exactly the paper and the paper format or manuscript format is. We know that each and every article consists of some title, abstract, and followed with keywords, as well as uh, we are going to introduce what the technologies we are using and discuss about some methods, and finally we conclude with some discussions with the findings. And acknowledgements will be given, as well as wherever we are using the work or we need to cite it in the form of references, and also we can insert as a appendix as supporting materials there. And this is a normal general structure of a manuscript. But coming to the proposal, it completely different. I'm going to show what exactly the format of the proposal is. And here is a light we need to balance in writing the titles of the manuscripts as well as with the proposals. Attracting the reader's attention is very much important, as well as, so in title, if possible, we need to keep very little words. It's nothing but the precise words, and we need to describe the content in adequately, as well as like we need to identify the main issue while writing about the titles exactly. And we are not supposed to use some sort of jargon or abbreviations in the titles. How to prepare a title and an abstract, I'm going to explain in the later slides. And this is most important ethical part in the research, where whoever has done some sort of work and helping in particular technical scenarios or collecting up the information and some everything will be should be as the authors of the particular manuscript or the papers, as same as the principal investigator and the co-PI is very much important for the proposals also, where the main work will be led by the principal investigator and co-PI, and also if it allows for the JRF and SRF too. And ghost otherships and gifting the otherships is not at all suggestible in ethics of the research. And very much important point here we need to understand when we are writing some sort of manuscripts that keywords play an important role. So whenever we trying to search some sort of manuscripts on Google or in other databases, we must provide some sort of keywords. According to that keywords, the search engines will give a lot of information. If we could able to provide then the proper keywords for our manuscript, it is very much easy to find out by the other researchers using the web. And whenever we writing some sort of manuscripts or some sort of research proposals, this is very much important to keep in our mind that first of all, like as we all follow, we can keep our title as first, and then we start writing the abstract and keywords like that. But it's not a proper way. The effective manuscript writing or an effective research proposal writing will follows an other direction in other manner. First of all we need to do is for collecting the data, the collecting the information on what we are really working out, and figuring the problem statement is very much important. And then we need to collect all the data like in terms of like figures or tables or some any database or something like that. And then we need to concentrate on how to write, on how to what we are exactly using the methods for solving these problem statements, what are the various methods we are identified, and applying the methods on the available data we have already, then it leads to get some sort of results. And whatever the method we have applied, whatever the technology we are using, applicable on our data, and the results will come as an outcome. At that particular time, with the results in our hand, we are going to discuss about the methods we are used and the results according to the inputs and what exactly the outcome is. Then we can conclude our paper like this is what the method I have used, and so and so methods has been used as an input. Then I got some sort of result like this, as well as we are going to discuss in this particular way, and then we need to conclude it. After all the things, then there will be a very big story to write an introduction part. Then if you can start able to write the introduction part, you can have many more points to write it out. We have the data, we have the results, we know what the methods we have used, and we already discussed about our results, and also we can compare with other researchers result aligned to this methodology, and then we can start writing the introduction which are related to this particular manuscript. So after over all the story, then you can get some sort of inputs. What title should be matched for the entire story, for the entire manuscript you have written? Then you need to give a proper title for the manuscript or the proposal, and then start write abstract. Abstract is nothing but whatever you have done, whatever the data we have and the results we have, we need to put it in a small 200 words of a paragraph. We need to write in an abstract model. Then it will be completed. According to that, we need to identify the keywords. How our paper will be appear first with a keyword, with the section. This is what very much important we need to keep in mind while writing the paper. If you can try in this model, it will be very much easy to prepare a complete manuscript. However, I am going to help you how to write a proposal with all the questionnaires. So if you can able to answer that questions, will be very much easy to write a proposal. And we sometimes we get some sort of confusion when to publish our paper, or when to write a proposal, or how to apply the proposal like that. Whenever we have the outdated work or the duplication of publication of someone else, and also with incorrect conclusions, we are not at all ready to send a proposal. We are not at all ready for that. And then signification of enhancement of published work, or if we have the original results and the methods, and then up to date review of a subject in a technical fashion, or everything. If we have a complete awareness of the recent trends and technologies in our research, then we are ready to send any proposal to any funding agencies, or to publish any manuscript in that. So with this, I have discussed about the basic preliminaries of the research, and what exactly the research and how it helps us to publish more papers on writing for fundings. And the things we are going to discuss here is how to write a successful grant, and what are the stages we have for applications, and what we are going to consider in this journey of writing grants. First and foremost, we need to concentrate on the problem statement. You can discuss with our colleagues, or our family, or friends, or the students like that, whether you are thinking in a right direction, whether you choose a right problem statement, whether it is interesting or not, and who cares, is very much important. And we need to think in this direction. If I could able to develop this particular system or a model, how it will be the successful one, and who are going to get benefit out of this proposal. And then definitely we need to check whether it is a novel or unique idea or not. If it is duplicating someone's idea, or already it has been implemented, if you are doing the same and applying for the same with your proposal, it may not be suggestible. And we need to keep in mind that whenever our applications are reviewed by the reviewers, they might have seen thousands of proposals, and our idea may not be fit into as a novel for them. So The novelty of the idea is very much important. And we need to think about why I am the best person to do this, because every faculty and the member having a different scenario of mindset and different technical knowledge. We can do in our own perspective areas. So whatever we are fitting in the technology or in the writing, we can apply for the same. Can I realistically achieve what I claim? That we need to think it out. So before generating an idea, we need to think in many directions, whether this problem is right or not, whether my solution will definitely helps for the society, and is it a novel or not. And this is very much important, like uh, find a matching the proper exact funding opportunity. So if we have a proposal ready and we have worked with a particular technology or something else, we need to apply the same for the proper call, as same as in manuscripts and research papers. So there will be some scope of every journal. If you go for SCI or Web of Science and higher than that, they have a particular scope. So mapping and matching the particular journal or mapping the particular funding agency of a call is very much important. And we need to make sure that whether your proposal will accept in multidisciplinary or exactly they are calling for a theme, and we need to check it out in time by time for all the available calls. In today's session, I'm going to share what are the various calls already we have openly till December 31st 2020. And then we need to think in an as an outside of the box, always we need to check it with the various websites do we that having for applying for the proposals. And matching is very much important to the scope of the particular funding agencies. Before going to submit our proposals, we need to check it out various formats and various agencies and their style of accepting the proposals. We need to check it out with all uh, the work done before, that is nothing but the literature survey. And we need to check it out keenly, like in depth we need to check it out. So what exactly the aligned proposal technology we have, so other researchers has been developed so far. And we need to think in this direction, that whenever we're writing a proposal, the panel members who are evaluating our proposals may not know our work, but all our competitors are nothing but whoever applying the proposal to the same funding agency are our competitors. They might know our technology, they might be very much same to our proposal, sometimes it may be same, but we need to think in this direction, so that we must create our proposal in a unique direction. Most of the cases when we apply for the project proposals, evaluators may not know completely about what we are working with and what we are discussing with. So that we need to keenly explain and discuss over our proposal in a clear way. Then it will help us to for the acceptance of our proposal. And coming to the technical portion, we need to clearly address the problem statement, as well as we need to give some sort of evidence that why has not it had been solved yet. That means it shows the uniqueness of your proposal. What exactly you are solving and why it is not there so far and no one has been solved yet. If you can able to pinpoint in on this point, it's we have the high chance of acceptance of the proposals. And you need to also write why do you think you will succeed and exactly your hypothesis is, and you need to share your work plan and the milestones. Work plans is nothing but like how you are going to proceed with this proposal step by step, and how will you measure the success. This is very much important to give the proper milestones. For example, if you are uh, for example, if your proposal is of 3 years duration, so in these 3 years, how do you want to solve the particular problem statement, and what are the step-by-step procedure you want to take, and what is your future direction? How many publications you may publish, and how many patents you can fill out of these problem statements? That's what we need to really put into our manuscripts. And whenever we proceeding for our proposal with all technical things and the literature review and everything about the milestones and the timelines, we need to check it out our proposal time to time, and we are need to be very much cautious about the formats given, because each and every call of a proposal having the different format. I am going to show you 2 3 types of formats today, and you can understand they are asking about maybe the same thing but in the different format. And the terms like required and must include should be adhered to, and budget is very much important while writing the proposals. How you are allocating the budget as a salaries or some other equipment, or for your software or your hardware sensors, whatever it may be, you need to clearly mention with the proper evidence. And if we need some sort of action letters, we need to give some sort of enough time to get them to you, because whenever sometimes in some proposals they are asking for the recommendation letters from the most eminent people. That will make us easy, but we need to check it out about the timeline too. If we have the deadline at December 31st, we need to be cautious and work. We need to work it on before at least 30 days if you want the recommendation letters, because many people are not free nowadays. And after doing all the things, when you are going to submit, and you need to forget it, because after submission they will take some sort of time to evaluate, because many agencies will give some sort of proper reviews, because if for example, if any manuscript or any proposal comes under to my review, definitely it will take 20 or 15 days to me to review, because I need to check it out the feasibility of the technical things, as well as uh, how sustainable model it is, and whether the budget is completely matching or not. So that whenever we submit it, and we need to check it out all the files and PDFs and letters and NOCs, whether uploaded or not, without any errors. This is our part. Before going to submit, we need to take care about that. So this is what the important points to be understand in submitting the process. I'm going to show you it is okay, submission of the proposals is okay, but I'm going to show you how to write a proposal without missing even a single point in coming up slides. And I will give some sort of tips like that, keeping your time to write a grants, because the call for grants will be open throughout the year in some cases, and some calls will be open for 3 months or 4 months. We need to check it out with some our time while writing the grants, as well as many of the cases it will give the proper format of specification of the formats, whether using the 11 points or using the proper margins, and it will provide the format. We need to submit the same, but sometimes there will be no format. We need to prepare it. At that time we need to check it out the proper formatings. Whenever we applying for the particular funding agencies, we definitely need to know who is handling that. and who is the chairman of the particular call for proposals. And if it possible, we can also contact and connect with that particular people to discuss more about the procedure of the submitting, as well as the scope of the particular call of the proposal. Then this is very much important of like networking, because whenever as a ghost we are submitting the proposal and leaving is not sustainable. We need to be in contact with the advisors as well as chairmen of the particular proposals, to have a talk with them to discuss about the scope as well as submission procedures or something else like that. So if if your proposal is strong enough, this will be an added advantage if you well known in advance. And here we need to check it out about the recycling to be won, because so we are not suggestible to uh, like for example, uh, when it comes to the budget, okay, so it should be some sort of realistic, because in many of the cases of many of the members can put their budget as which is not relevant and which leads to rejection of the particular proposals. So as we discussed in earlier slides, the preparation of the budget is very much important while submitting uh, the proposals, and we need to check it out about the scope of the works also. And finally, it should be original, because we may have many manuscripts, we have many papers or in some sort of technical areas, but still we need to provide some sort of uniqueness of solving that particular problem. And uniqueness is very much important while submitting the proposals. See, if you can see some of the facts for a complete a call for proposal, when we are trying to submit a proposal, it will take 35% of our time and effort to write the technical things and narration of our project, how to do, where we have done, and how it is reliable to BDIs, and that thing it will take 35%. And for planning, it will take 25%. And another 25% is only for looking for the calls. That means surfing the websites and checking out for uh, the websites calls and everything. It will take 25%, because there are some many websites for calls for proposals. We need to check it out timely. And for submission, it will take only the 5% of efforts, because we are already ready with our technical specifications, and we are already work out with our all the things earlier. And administrative parts, it will take only 10% of time. So it's very much simple to submit a proposal if we have the right data as well as the right problem statement with the unique solutions and the proper budget. And here some points are there to remember, that whenever the proposal went to the review, maybe sometimes it will comes in a positive way or sometimes it may not be, but always we need to assume that any problems were our fault, not the reviewers at all. If we can able to understand what exactly the reviewer process is for a proposal or a manuscript, we never do that mistake again. So if the reviewer has misunderstood, because no say people having the same type of mindset or the perception of the particular problem statement, if you have the chance, you can we have the chance to explain clearly about the proposal if we get some sort of negative comments. So we can also ask for the revisions. However, some proposals may ask for the revision of the submissions, so that we will have the chance to. So this is the complete graph of the effort of a particular person to submit a proposal. Now, we'll check out what exactly the rules of grantsmanship game and how the research proposals review criteria will be. Here we have 8 questions to be concentrated on this. That funders ask reviewers to consider when they evaluate your research grant proposals, and the associated review criteria terms used across various funding agencies. If you can able to concentrate on these 8 models, it will be very much easy to overcome these questions, and then you can write an excellent proposal. The first and foremost is, why does the research matter? That means they are looking after the significance of the particular solution you have given and the significance of the research that you have provided in the proposal. As well, at the same time, they will consider the importance of the particular proposal as well as the solution, whether it is feasible in the current scenario or current market, or according to the current research or not. They are going to check it out. So that when we are writing the proposal, we need to give and bold points regarding the significance of the submission and the proposal. I mean, your problem statement and the solution, as well as the importance. And you need to prove ourselves whenever we're writing these things. Proving ourselves in the context of uniqueness, and the reviewers being asked by the funding agencies to check it in this content, whether the research is new or not. Is there any creativity or any innovation in the particular submission or not? And the novelty, they will check it out, the novelty. And if you observe from the last few years in our India, the buzzword we are listening is the innovation. Innovation from the students, innovation from the faculty, innovation from other industries expecting by the government of India, and also coming with many proposals, and lot of fundings are there for this innovation cells and innovations, so that our proposal may be uniquely identified when we have an innovation in that submissions. And then coming to, they will be concentrating on what exactly your plan is and how the research will be conducted, whether we have the amenities or the structure or the infrastructure we have for conducting the research. It will be asked in the proposal itself. And the other side of the coin is how your approach is to solve the particular problem, and how you are defining your objectives, and what exactly your outcomes are. And they will ask you about the complete plan of your proposal. That is nothing but timeline, how you are going to conduct the things, and what methodology you are following right now, whether it is like current technology or the current research areas, or like any innovative methodology you're using. Everything they are going to check it out. And then if we follow accordingly with the proper approach and planning methodologies, and if we can able to define our objectives in a proper way, it should be easily accepted by any agencies. And how we are going to achieve our aims defined in the project proposal is also very much important. And then in what context will the research be done? Facilities, and regarding how, what is the population, that means what is the dense of the scenario you are using, and what are the resources you are utilizing, and in which environment you are going to work. This is very much important. So most of the institutes and organizations having the well infrastructure and good research environment to conduct the research, so that so in the proposal itself they will ask about the funding, like the facilities that you have and the resources you have and the environment, the things, so that if you can well explain, that would be very much better to get accepted your proposal. And then it is very much important that who are applying this proposal, and what is the background of the particular researcher or principal investigator or co-PI for this proposal. This is very much important. And also it will checks about the organization, whether they have the proper research records or not, as well as people, and they are considered about the people, and they consider about the researchers who applied for this, and who are the partners and collaborators. If we can able see, for example, I'm going to show you a call which is collaboratedly with Japan, India, Japan, like collaborated call for proposal is there in electronics, I think so. So when these type of calls are there from government of India, if we can able to collaborate with organization, if we can able to collaborate with the right organization and the good people and researchers, it will be an added advantages. This is also an important point, that to whom we collaborated with, and what is the criteria, and how what research track he have. This should be also considered to get your proposal accepted. And in many scenarios, in most of the scenarios, or else I can say like this, in every scenario, assessment is very much important. How our success will be determined in terms of proposals, what exactly the evaluation methods we are using, and we need to show some proofs that the step-by-step procedure, as well as the plan, methodologies and objectives, how we are going to meet the objectives with each infrastructure we are using, everything we can able to see here, show here. And evaluation assessment is very much important. And moreover, if we get the proposal, and they will ask, for example, after submission of the proposal, if it is accepted, they will call us for presenting the proposal. If they like it, with all the satisfied answers from us, from the expert questions, then they will allocate us some budget, whatever we have kept in the proposal. For example, if it 60 lakhs, they will be asking us to provide the performance records yearly, and also they can ask for the budget submissions. Then they also check how efficiently, effectively we are using our resources, and how effectively we are utilizing the resources as a part of budget. So these all the points we need to consider for writing the proposal, for submitting the proposal, and after receiving the budget, how we are working on this particular scenarios. So these are all the 8 key questions that really funders ask the reviewers to check it out, whether it's working clearly or not. And the important part of my presentation is easy writings. After few or 15-20 minutes, you can understand that if you can able to answer my questions, it is easy, you can able to create your proposal. So asking ourselves, is very much important to get the right answers. With all the answers we get, it is very much easy to write the proposal or a manuscript in this research scenario. The proposal of the structure of a proposal may be in various forms. Someone said it starts with introduction and literature review, methodology, preliminary data, statement of limitations, and conclusion. Someone says it consists of objectives and introductions, analysis, design, development, implementation, evaluation, conclusion, and most importantly, the references. I will show you the common way. Maybe if they ask about only objectives, introduction, design, and implementation, you can use that. Or else for writing a manuscript, you can use all the things. So in coming up introduction, like we need to answer like what, how, why, and the summary of the proposal will be written. This is also called as the research question, or sometimes the problem statement will be there in this introduction, as well as in literature review and what exactly the theoretical approaches we are using, and the topic of literature on topic and methods we are using, and we also can discuss with the other manuscripts and the other researchers as a debate how they are worked and how we have provided the solution. In methodology, we know that what type of data we have used and what are the research procedures and research design and costing and funding, ethics statements, everything will comes into the methodology. Whereas in preliminary data, what exactly the first findings, preliminary findings, and what is the evidence, and in statement of limitations, like what exactly our research will do, and is there any alternatives for the research work, or else any weaknesses, whether we can overcome in by using other methodology, everything will be discussed. And importance of our research, as well as how we contributed and what are the outcomes, and what we are going to prove will be written in conclusion with the questions of what, how, why. This is one model. So in coming up slides with some questions, you can able to easily formulate your abstract or an objective of a proposal. First of all, the topic should be chosen very wisely with unique model, and it should be some sort of logical reason to study it. It should be written in a simple, like attractive, precise manner, which is very much in an accurate way, and we need to avoid the long sentences. And very much important point, while choosing a topic, we need to avoid some sort of terms like novel project or novel work or something like that, because the title itself may not be show with a novelty. Investigation, study, new thing, we need to avoid these type of things. First of all, we are going to discuss about the objective, how to write an objective of a proposal or an abstract. As we discussed in the starting of the session, it should be written last. An objective will be written in 1 or 3 bullet points, or if it is an abstract, we can write in 200 to 300, depends upon the journals or the call of the proposals. What exactly the objective or abstract is? Within a 1 minute of time, the researchers can understand about the problem statement and what exactly we are solving, which method we are using, and the important conclusions or any new questions has been generated from this particular research. Everything will be known with the abstract. When reviewer reviews your proposals or the papers, they first of all read your abstract as well as conclusion. If it's okay with that thing, then they will go for methodology, and then they will go for introduction at the final things. Now, I'm going to show how to construct an objective or an abstract with answering the questions. See, if you could able to answer these 12 questions, if you could able to answer these 12 questions, it is very much easy to prepare an objective of a proposal as well as an abstract of a manuscript. Just answer to this question. What was done? What was found? This comes into the contribution. What was done? What was found? And then if you can able to answer 2 or 3 lines for that question, the part was done. And then answer this question. What is the problem this paper is going to address? If you write it in 2 sentences, your problem statement will be clear. And also you can append what other approaches existed. It comes from the literature survey for your problem statement and your what problem you are addressing, and also you are going to append what are the other approaches exist. And then you can answer this question, what can we do now that we can't do before? It shows the uniqueness of the particular concept. And also, what was the significance of the work and what problem can change the world? This question is very much important for the abstract or the objective. We are going to give significance of the work and importance of the work. See, earlier, as we discussed in earlier model, earlier in slides, I have given a brief about why the manuscript or a proposal will be accepted in the point of view of a particular reviewer, so that if you can able to answer this significance of work and what problem can change the world in a single statement, it will be appreciable. And what was it done, the purpose and need you are going to write here. Why is the problem hard, and the difficulty other solutions face. We are going to provide challenges here. We need to discuss here in a single or 2 statements why this problem is really hard, and then the reviewer or other researchers can understand for this reason you have chosen this particular problem statement. And the 8th question is, what do you discover? How do you approach the problem differently? If you can able to answer this question in 3 or 2 statements, it will be very much easy. When and where was it done? That is nothing but duration and location, because some of the problems will be solved in some particular laboratories or in some particular areas, and it will take some sort of time. We are going to append here. And very much importantly, who will get benefited? That is nothing but the stakeholders. Very much important point. So that if you can give the proper statement here that so and so people or industry who making some sort of sensors to identify the human body odor, then it will be written in the statement as an answer. And we can write the specific detail about the solutions or the findings. And in a single point of statement, we can give the statement of evidence is nothing but how we are going to implement and what is the result we have and what is the evidence. If we can able to answer these 12 questions, our abstract will be ready, as well as we can also create some sort of objectives from our proposals. Simple. And then I'm going to discuss about the introduction part, so that with the 12 questions we are ready with the abstract right now. If we can answer this in a single statement, definitely our abstract is ready or our objective is ready. And then coming to the introduction part, which is a theoretical context and enable and to appreciate our objectives, we need to write in 2 or 3 paragraphs, or in some cases the introduction will be go for 2 or single page. And the purpose of this particular introduction is to grab or uh, the attention of the reader to understand what exactly the behind of the work is. So I'm going to share few questions how to write the introduction. If you can able to answer these questions, it will be very much easy to write the introduction part. What is the rationale of for this study? The purpose of the study. We can write in a paragraph, 5 or 6 lines. And also we can write about what is the still unknown part and still needs a solution. That is nothing but a problem statement. What you are working on, you can append here. You can answer what is the importance of the study and really why it is worth doing in the first place. That is nothing but again we are going to explain here the significance of the work. What is already available? What is importance of the study? And then whether it is already available, if available, in which format, what are the methodologies has been used. And then we can write here what problem has been identified. That is nothing but objective. And the main outcomes will be defined in this particular question of this particular research. And we can start writing the basic concept. We can start writing the basic concept of the problem statement. And then what solution we propose, what exactly the predicate results to the entire project will be given here, and what was the reasons that led us to select the hypothesis is very much important. Why should we use the particular system to solve the problem as our solution? What are the various advantages if we could able to develop this particular prototype or a model? And what is the brief description of the experimental design? And it is very much important that how we are going to accomplish our stated objectives. That is nothing but here we are providing the proof that we could able to do it like this. If it is a research paper, we can write how the rest of the research paper is organized. So if you could able to like answer these 12 questions again, our introduction part is ready. And then the heart of the particular proposal is analysis and methods also. Here we could able to like analyze or summarize the already existed literature and existing materials, methods and procedures. This will definitely judge our merit of our work. It is a step-by-step description how we arrived at that particular problem statement. Here we have 5 questions for analysis. The first one is, what are the existing works we need to define? And then why it is not already has been solved. If you could able to concentrate on these 2 points, the background work will be finished. And then what did we understand from this existing work? If you could able to like represent for this, you can use the Bloom's taxonomy. At least we can create 4 or 5 questions for this. What we exactly understand from the existing works. And What is our analysis of the existing work? We should provide here analysis, we should provide here understand. If you could able to answer this fourth question, what is our identified research work, its depth, and why we have chosen this approach? If you could able to answer about our research work, depth of our research, and why we have chosen this approach, that is comes under the justification of our selected problem statement, then it will be very much easy. And finally, it's very much important that to discuss about the data sets we have taken, technologies, tools, equipments, and the skills that we have used for solving the particular problem in different scenarios, and what are the values required for the research inputs, everything we can append here. And why did we select them? For every tool that we have used, if we could able to give a proper statement like why did we select that particular tool or technology, it gives the brief scenario of the tool as well as the reason why we have used. This particular point will definitely makes the reviewer to understand better rather than misleading his conception. This particular questions will help you to create the analysis part of your proposal. And how to conduct our face-to-face design and the plan of conduction of our research study. So how we are going to design our solution will be written in this particular design, and most probably it will be up to the 1000 words, 800 to 1000 words. That means a page or 1.5 page. Here also we have 5 questions. In design, if we could able to explain what is the overall layout and outline and the plan of our study, then it will definitely help the reviewer. In sometimes we can call it as the mind maps. We can able to draw the mind maps, or simply we can write some sort of theoretical part here. Yes. So what were our sample initial prototype tests? That is nothing but proof of concept will be given here. And if we can able to provide the complete flowchart of our design and how we have worked, it will be very much helpful to understand by the other researchers. And we should mention the opening points as well as the closing points of our research study. Those are nothing but the boundary conditions. And also, as the last point, what is created evaluation strategy for our study? That is nothing but testing strategy. So, if you want to create an excellent design of your proposal or the manuscript, you could able to answer these 5 questions, and then according to your data set, tools, technologies, and whatever you have used, it will be helpful to design a particular thing. And the development phase. The development phase, it's a steps for our research study and the activity. And what are the various phases we have to develop our particular solution according to the problem statement? And what are the step-by-step descriptions we are going to write here for the problem? It should be also basically till 1000 words or up to the 800 to 1000 words. And in development phase, we can create the mind maps again that we created as a new research content, because we already have some sort of tools, and we also having some sort of design methodologies, and then according to that what exactly the new research content has been arrived, if we can able to show, we can also write in a particular text. And what new demonstration or actual experimental did we create? And in this particular part, we are going to explain our complete work about the experimentation. That is nothing but how we have experimented, what are the inputs, and what is the procedure, what is the time taken for execution, or how many sensors has been being used, in which particular distance it is sensing. Everything about experimental work will be uh, given or appended here. And what methods are used to gather all the data. For example, in a scenario like if you want to collect all the different type of human body orders, if I'm doing the research on sensors, so if I'm planning to collect the human body orders, how to collect the data, in which scenarios, what is the sensor I'm going to use, and the analysis and the graphs, plots, tables according to the experimental method will be shown here. And in some cases, like we can also give some sort of demonstration on the testing strategies, and how did we plan to demonstrate the same will be explained here. So in this development phase, we can provide some sort of new research contents as well as the procedure of experimentation, and then the methods that we have used it, or to gather all the data, analysis, plots, and tables. Everything will be given in this development phase. Now, implementation. Implementation part is nothing but what are the various steps we have followed, what are the various steps we have followed to get our solution for the problem statement, and how the research has been conducted in a sequence fashion. Everything will be written in this particular part, implementations. See, we are going to write about the flow here. What is the procedure, and for the development, delivery, data collection, etc. will be written here. How did we create the research sequence? Here we can able to check out the Bloom's taxonomy again, creating a research sequence and everything to create a questions and answers here in the implementation part. How did we measure the reactions? That is nothing but some sort of feedbacks and collected data, and checking of the accuracy as well as the testing phase. So these are very much important in the implementation phase for providing all the details of the collected data, testing, and to measure the accuracy, and provided some sort of graphs and flows in the research sequence. So if we can able to answer these questions, we can able to create an excellent documentation for that. And evaluation is to observe the results and the final outcomes, or interpretation of the results or the prediction of the results, so that in this particular evaluation scenario we can provide what did we evaluate in this study. If we can able to answer this one, we will get 3 or 4 sentences here. And how does our findings uh, compare or contrasting with and improving itself with those of others? This is very important question in the evaluation, because so when discussions are being happen with our current research work, we need to discuss about, and we need to compare about the other data sets or the other methodology that we have already used by the researchers. So we are going to contrast, or we are going to compare, and then we can give some sort of judgmental statements. So if we can able to use this method, we can improve itself. Or else in some researchers may not, improvement may not be there. It is also okay. And then it's very important after the implementation part that if there are any unexpected findings, because when we are doing some sort of experiments and giving some sort of inputs or getting the data, some unexpected innovations and findings will comes into this particular timeline, so that if we can able to mention this one, they can reviewers can understand the genuinity of the work carried out by the researchers. What do we learn from the results? That is the discussion part. Learnings from the results, we can discuss a lot here. So if we are getting some sort of results, we can able to write some one or two paragraphs about the results and what we learn, what we predicted, what we expected, and what is the actual outcome. And also we can write the significance of the particular discussion. And here, if there are any limitations or differences, generalizability, interpretations are there, we can also mention in the evaluation part. So that if you could able to answer these 5 questions according to your research and the problem statement, your evaluation part will be completed. And finally, we need to conclude. So there is a difference between abstract and conclusion, where abstract will give an abstract information about the complete structure of the paper, the methodologies used, and the outcome you achieved, and the other scenarios. Whereas conclusion will have some sort of discussion about the findings, and the new innovations comes into the picture in that particular timeline, and about the results, and it's completely about the summarization of the work. With these 3 questions, we can write an excellent conclusion. What did we expect and what did we find? Because in abstract, we are writing some sort of expectations, like if we can do so and so, like we might get some sort of result, or some we have done this particular job on a particular sensor, we will get some sort of inputs or results like this. Here, if you could able to explain the expectation and the findings, it will be very like informative for the readers. And also we can give some sort of significance that we could derive from the study and what did it occurs. And finally, we can write who all could benefit and what else could be improved for further study. This is very much important, a good practice of the researcher to provide some sort of inputs, the benefits of the particular finding, how it is helping to the society or an industry or someone else, and then how it could be improved. Because like whatever the findings of the researchers may not be optimal always. So in order to achieve the optimal thing, we need to also find out how it could be improved for further study. As of now, we are going to write like this. For the further study, we could append something or change the data or change the methodology. We can discuss here as a conclusion part. And references. And coming to the references, we have many formats, like may not be in proposals, it might ask, but for manuscripts, it may be asked for APA, MLA, Chicago, or Harvard, or any other type of uh, references will be asked here. So according to that format of the journal or a manuscript, you can provide the references. I am going to show you a tool that easily convert your text or something into a proper reference. There is a reference tool called Cite This For Me. I'm going to show you it. So this is about writing a proposal. With these points, like with these questions, if you could able to answer each and every question, it will be very much easy to prepare your proposal. Early writing tasks are nothing but, if you want to write an excellent proposal or the research paper, so it will be essential for all the researchers to read all the summaries and writing the summaries, and also find out the critics of other researchers, uh, and noting all the ideas while reading and while discussing also. If we have some sort of the habits, it will be very much easy to understand the scenarios of the proposals. And revising the thesis or research proposals, drafting the proposals also helps a lot. And always try to change your experimentation model with the different type of data available. And then observations are very much important regarding to different type of uh, experiments. And we need to get habituated to explain the sequence of works, like the starting point, the opening and ending, what exactly the sequence of work is being carried out. And structure of the particular proposal or a thesis, and outlining is very much important for the literature review, to keeping up all the important downloads and the papers as well as the important points. And designing for the reports is very much important. These are all some sort of small tips for early writing tasks. Some of the important points to be considered, because we know that how to write the proposal, and we know that how reviewers will really checking out our proposal, whether it is unique, feasible, or technical, or budget, everything they are right now. In some cases, they can also check it out with some technical points like formatting and styling. So we need to be concentrate on page formats, line spacing. Some people ask for single line or 1.5. And some citations and reference notes are very much important. Footnotes is very much important wherever it is needed. And we need to keep in mind that the images and figures should be very much clear and may not be copied from other resources. If it is necessary, we should need to be cite the proper manuscript or the researchers. And we need to check it out with the verb tense, and always the proposals or manuscripts will be in the third person format, not like I, we, or like that. So this is some technical points of style to be considered. So that we have covered about the basics of the research, and how to write the research proposal, and what are the reviewer criteria and everything. Now let us check with the proposal formats, because each and every call have different type of formats. And also we'll discuss about the guidelines for submitting the pro. This is taken from the DST, Department of Science and Technology. This is not a general format, this is not common for all. In a particular call, I have chosen these all things. Check it out. Project proposal guidelines and formats. The first point is, for every call of a proposal, they will give some sort of guidelines and submission guidelines for the supposed to be prepared as a project proposal. And also they will provide the format of submissions, project proposals. And the important point is, some of the documents are very much needed while submitting the proposals. Maybe the acceptance of the head of the institute, or some covering letters. And in some scenarios, they will ask whether the applicant is already doing some sort of government funding projects or not, details. And those things will be asked by the in call for the proposals. And certificate from the project investigator is important here. and endorsement from the head of the institute to be given on the letterhead, and some checklist will be given for the new projects. We need to check it out all in a precise manner, because like even if we can miss any particular document, it is liable to reject. And earlier, like 2 years back, the submission system is completely different. We're depending upon some emails or something else. But now we have EPS systems. That means electronically we can submit all the documents on a particular dedicated portal of the DST. Each and every funding agency have its different style of submitting the proposal. And in case of NGOs, other non-government institutes, other documents will be required. And also in some cases, latest annual report. Annual report is nothing but whatever if the project has been sanctioned, we need to prepare an annual report with all the publications, findings, and budget. Everything will be included there. And bond required at the time of sanctioning the project. In some cases, they will ask to sign on the bond, and registration certificate of the society, trust, or organization. This is mandatory because, whether you are working for an organization or an institute, you need to submit the registration certificate of the particular organization. These are all some sort of guidelines and formats. After receiving the project funds and everything in the timeline, it will be asked us to submit the half yearly project progress reports, and UCs will be asked utilization certificates according to like released budget. What is your utilization and everything? That is nothing but statement of expenditure is expected, and guidelines for preparation of project completion report, PCR, is very much important. These all the things are very much important to be noted while submitting the proposal, as well as for considering acceptance. So I'm going to discuss about the first point because this is very much important. Guidelines for submission of project proposals. See, for every funding agency, there will be a separate format, even though some are common. Let us check what are the fields we need to submit there. Title of the proposal, less than 25 words, because we already discussed that title should be precise and may not having some sort of different type of words there. So according to that, we need to prepare the title. So how to prepare the title, everything we already discussed. Domain and themes, it depends upon the calling agency on which domain and which themes we are going to. Menu driven is nothing but while submitting the proposal, drop down menu will be there. Maybe agriculture, maybe technology, maybe electronics, maybe electrical, or maybe computer science, or maybe in a specific theme will be there that we are going to select it. And abstract less than 100 words. With all the 12 questions, we already know how to write the abstract. So according to that, if we could able to write the abstract, it will be very much easy. And resume of a principal investigator or co-principal investigator will be asked. Resume, maybe they will ask in only a single page with all details. How many publications, how many patents, how many awards you have, how many projects you have, how much budget you, everything depends upon the format they asked. We need to fill the resumes. So as we discussed, the PI is very much important because if PI having very much good research skills and the record, it will be very much helpful. And also the collaborations is also very much important. As I said, in India, Japan collaborative project is there. So if we have very good university or institute or organization at the Japan, it will be beneficial for us. And aim and objective need to be written. Objective, we know how to write the objective. We already discussed with the set of questions. Motivation and genesis, because how you chosen this particular problem statement, what is the motivation behind it, and what you are going to solve. will be written in this motivation and genesis. And this is very much important that what is the current status of your proposed solution, and if any open questions like you can ask, you can submit there. Plan of work including proposed methodology. What is the proposed methodology we have, and what is the plan of work we are going to do? This is also covered in that particular questionnaires. We can simply write less than 500 words. And justification and novelty. What is new? Because I already said that all the reviewers having thousands of proposals. Many of the reviewers having thousands of proposals. They can read similar type of proposals each and every day. But when we can able to write the innovative part of our proposal and the novelty, then it will be easy to access and get funding from the agencies. Milestones and time frame. Milestones is nothing but if we have 1 to 3 years of completing the projects, in 1 year what you are going to reach, in 2 years what you are going to reach as a milestone, 3 years. We need to set up all the milestones here, and we need to reach accordingly in the annual report. So what are the milestones we have kept here? We need to reach in our annual report. Time frames should be important. And we can also provide the benchmark and specifications of the product. What exactly the specifications are, what is the benchmark, everything we can able to provide here. Deliverables and beneficiary industry sectors. After completion of your project or a prototype or a product or a service, how you are going to deliver, or how the industry or a particular sector or some group of people are really getting benefit out of this is very much important. That should be written in less than 50 words. And if you are working with industry, because see, like we have very good networking. So when we are working with the project, that is not like bad that we are including some of the industry and institution or other agency partners with us. So if we have good institutional and industry partners, automatically the proposal will get some sort of weight rather than doing it alone. And the budget and everything will be maybe discussed with the higher authorities and the management. Tentative budget and year and item wise breakup will be there. And if we are applying for 3 years, what is the budget here, what is the budget, what is the budget? At the starting of the time, we need to uh, have some sort of infrastructure, we need to get some sort of infrastructure, so that we are going to allocate the high budget here. After getting all the infrastructure, there will be no use of budget until and unless we are submitting the papers or going to conferences or visiting areas or buying some other sensors or something else will be comes into the second year. In the third year, we are going to prepare our like a thesis or submission records and everything, and all the necessary budget will be allocated here. That should be written in 100 words. If we have like any representations like mind maps or flow charts or the technical specification designs or the block diagrams, we can attach as attachments, we can attach to the proposals. And in this portal, I am discussing all about the portal here. We are not going to like we are preparing the document as well as we are submitting on the portal. In the portal there will be a field to submit if any other images are there or any other documents are there. There we are going to submit it less than 2 MB. In some cases, how a PI or co-PI is really like chosen by the reviewers. How we got more weightage. The name and designation, maybe not for the name, designation plays an important role. And in some cases, organization with having the high records of research and high enrollments of projects and everything, and about his organization also, education qualification of the PI, about doctoral degree or something else, in which year he completed, what is the subject and institute he done, and other remarks. Professional experience that he have, specialization expertise of the particular PI. According to the specialization and expertise only, if the theme is matched of the particular proposal, it will be accepted. And top 10 publications in last 10 years. That means they're asking average one publication for 1 year. So top means here you need to consider minimum UGC or SCI or WOS. And it is very much easy to publish a SCI publication or WOS if we could able to follow the questionnaire system. Most of the elsewhere journals considering the paper acceptance and in particular format that we have discussed as a questionnaire format. And summary of research output, that is nothing but the papers, the patents and technology developments by the PI as well as the organization. And if any major sponsored R&D projects are there, we can mention it, or else no issues. Technology development, translation, initiation, other any relevant information, that is nothing but the body members or something else like that. And it should be requested to all the PS to only create the resumes in 2 pages with A4 page format. So this format of the PA and COPA is really helpful for the acceptance too. This is one of the important point of writing the proposals. Yes. See here, this is one of my projects of a DST, and here I have given the timeline like this because most of the DST projects or some other projects will be only up to the 3 years. I have divided the first year with the 12 months, and the second year 12 months, and third year 12 months. In first 3 months, I could able to understanding the various concepts appears something like that. You can write it because the study will be happen here. But when you going to submit the particular proposal, you already have prepared something. So I'm going to take only 3 months here. Observation and studies with our experiments will take 6 months, and study of some particular devices will be take 3 months. So in 1 year, almost in 1 year, I have taken completely about the study and understanding and taking of the new devices, or maybe if you are working on the service model, you can check it out with the softwares. I'm working with sensors and some other things. I'm working with the products and devices, and application of the findings in the research or something else, it will take 6 months. Development a frame development of my particular procedure as a framework will take 6 months. And then after 1 year or before 1 year, you can start your publications in this particular timeline. Whatever you are finding, whatever you're getting as an input or the data or the devices, you can start writing your publication from here. And then validation, test results, publications, everything comes into the picture in this 3 months of time. And then to write the project report and everything, it will take definitely 3 months. Mostly it will be completed by 1 month, but I have kept as a 3 months. And this is a tentative model. You can plan accordingly. So many of the researchers can develop their timelines in this particular methodology. So it is easily understandable and less than 100 words. Rather than writing in statements, if you can able to represent in this model. However, writing something in a statement, converting into this graphical model or with values or mathematical expressions is nothing but mathematical model in the research. In many scenarios, changing the definition of something else. In later case, I am explain about the mathematical model also. So I hope this you can understand this timeline. And coming to the budget, so from an Excel sheet, I have derived this particular pie chart where like it's for example it is for 30 lakhs or something else. The project staff scenario will be like maybe this percentage, and for equipment I can allot uh, this much of size of the budget, and for institutional overheads will be there, miscellaneous will be there, contingencies will be there, consumables will be there, and for domestic travel or international travel for conference presentations or to buy the products or to meet some other experts, we can check it out with the travel allowances here. And here, when traveling, you need to understand one thing that we have many calls for international traveling supports. International traveling grants is also open 365 days around the year. Okay, so this is of like budget allotment. So I'm not keeping all the details of budget because each and every project have their own weightage of budget allotment. So current calls for proposals from various funding agencies, I'm going to show you. These are all ongoing calls for proposals. Like National Science Fair scheme is there from November 1 to December 31st is the last date. And these are all comes under the SERB, Science and Engineering Research Board. Okay, so Women Excellence Award is there. It's open. SERB Power Grant is there. This is also open. And some of the schemes will be open throughout the year. This is what I said. International Travel Support, ITS. For this also you need to submit like acceptance of the paper, in which organization is going to be conducted in international level. Depends upon the organization also, they will allocate. JC Bose National Fellowship and Ramanujan Fellowship, seminar, symposium, and Sir Power Fellowship, visiting advanced joint faculty, Vajra is there, and many more call for are there. I have taken for SERB. You can check it out. It will be easily findable through our Google search engines. And some other like calls are there, like core research grants are there, high risk, high reward is there, industry relevant R&D, startup research grant is there for students as well as faculty. And for this part, National Innovation Startup Policy has been designed by AICTE and Government of India Innovation Cell, Ministry of Education. In that, there is an excellent point that faculty and students can also concentrate on this, getting these grants to start up their own startups, which is acceptable by institutes. And if already doctorates are there, national project doctoral fellowship is in open right now. Empowerment and equity opportunities for excellence in services, and matrix is there, mathematical research impact centrics, and many more are there. Like imprint is there. I'm going to show you the format of imprint in today's session. See, this is what the project proposal, DST forum, online.dst.gov.in. If you go to this particular link, if you follow that, there will be like this in DST. So all the proposal formats will be available here. If you are ready with the proposals of the format, you can submit the proposals in this particular section. If you click it, it will be open. And after submission your proposal, you can track your project here. So in the track your project, there will be 3 fields like under review or reject or accept. And whenever they ask, we need to upload our reports by annual model, and we can connect with the DST people. And ongoing proposal data updations will be, everything will be available here on this portal. So EPMS is developed by the Department of Science and Technology for facilitating all the researchers and aspirants of funding with a different type of calls here. These are also some calls like Imprint India, BIRAC.NAC is also there. So many calls are there for funding. See, most of we always check for DST, SCRB or some other funding agencies. But many more agencies are there who are giving funds in crores of money for the researchers. So for this imprint.india.org, some themes are there like healthcare, like energy and nanotechnology, advanced materials, and manufacturing, and environment science and climate changes. So before going to this mathematical model, I would like to show later. I will show later it after mathematical modeling. In this current scenarios, like in this fast growing research scenarios, many of the researchers are using this mathematical model. Simply, earlier in my previous slide, I have shown the timeline of my project plan. It should be like it has been asked with like a statement of 100 words or something else like that. I can convert into that simple table. That is nothing but I have done some general statement or natural query or statements into the modeling. In most of the researchers in current scenarios, all the statements are like reused in mathematical formulas. For example, mathematical model is an art of translating the problems. Easily, it can translate the problems from an application area into tractable mathematical formulations, where some theory and numerical analysis provide some sort of insights, answers, and guidance, which is very much useful for the originating applications. That means, in simple terms, I can say mathematical modeling is the best way to represent our theoretical part into mathematical formulas. These mathematical modeling is like useful in many areas, like in many applications. It is really successful in many further applications. It shows and it gives the precision and direction for the problem solutions directly, and also like a mathematical model helps the users and readers, and it prepares the better design or control of a system for like for the ECE faculty members. It will easily understandable that when we are discussing about some circuits and everything, if we could able to draw particular circuits with gates, it is easily understandable by the readers. And for the computer science, in theory of computations, it will be easily like by using ND and DFA easily represented all the states of the particular application or the design. It's simply like we can call it as mathematical modeling, and it allows us efficient use of modern computing capabilities. And this mathematical modeling is very much helpful for training to an application oriented mathematical expertise, whereas it really helps all the students to fit for like achieving or mastering the challenges of modern technology culture. So rather than giving the particular problem statement or the solution in a theoretical manner, it should be like given in a mathematical formulas. For example, I can say like this: when we have the real-time problems or real-world problems, we can define our questions of interest and we can identify the various variables and parameters for the particular text. And what we are doing, we are simply translating the theoretical text into uh, the principles, assumptions, and we are simply formatting as a mathematical models. And then This mathematical model will help us to select appropriate tools and to solve that particular problem to determine the parameters, and it help us to validate the solution. And then all the data validation outcome will be visualized in terms of graphs, in terms of plots, or in terms of other scenarios. And from there, we can easily draw the conclusions and communicate the results to the real world problem. So, if we talk about the machine learning or artificial intelligence, and when we are predicating something, so rather than giving the text of the prediction of the climate, if you could able to give in a graphs or in a like bar charts, something like that, it is easy to understand. This is what the scenario current researchers are being used. And this is I would like to share one of my papers about this natural language query. I'm trying to convert the a simple query given by someone else to the search engine. I would like to convert into the semantic query, which consists of a subject, object, and a predicate value. So that for easy of understanding, I have defined my RDF terms like this. It set of all IRAs, that is nothing but resource description frameworks. This is completely about the ontology language, web ontology language, and XML we are using simply to say for a Google search engine, you are giving a query. What is the publication of Hussein? Or what is who is the brother of Sachin Tendulkar? Or where Sachin Tendulkar stays? If one person can ask a query to a search engine in a different scenarios, in different models, but search engine need to understand what is the subject, what is the object, what is the predicate. Sachin, brother, who, value. It needs to provide the three things in any scenario. In any scenario, you can try. We have subject, object, predicate, nothing than else. I have a mobile, three things. He has a sister, and college has n number of faculty. Faculty have n publications. Publications has n others. Likewise, if you can create a whole database, it will be very much easy for like RDF. Okay, I'm going into the details into the research, but coming to the mathematical modeling, a definition will be converted into a particular mathematical formations using some variables and some variables. Okay, so I have defined my subject, object, predicated, and defined my triplet platform into this particular model. To achieve a simple thing, what are the publications of Mahbub while working in UCEV JNTK? Who will give this answer? Definitely Google. Why? It will go to the UCEV website or something Google Scholar website or something else. It will check out the affiliation and give only three things. That particular person having this number of publications. That's it. And for example, in simply we can say that. So this is one example, and it really helps us for like composing the relationship between the variables, and it described by the operators. And we know the operators are like algebraic or functional or various different operators. And these are the abstractions of system for parameters of interest and quantified and the mathematical models according to the particular structure. So in every scenario, researchers can use this mathematical modeling to display or write it in some sort of equations. And simply how it will be reflected. For validating, we have non-mathematical world where like conceptualizing a problem analysis domain models and the problem situation, interpreting domain knowledge and everything will be given. When we trying to mathematizing this thing, it will be developed a mathematical model, and we can easily solve the particular things and the mathematical solution will be given. When we are in when we are dealing with the artificial intelligence, all the statements will be converted into some sort of mathematical expressions. Likely, current research topics and contents will be also converted into mathematical like modelings. And in real life situation, understanding the problem, analyzing the situation, and this is the real life situation. When it comes into the mathematical model, it represents with tools, technologies, and it will help to build the model. And also we can check it out what mathematical concepts and skills might be involved in this. And again we can analyze the model and we'll go to the real life situation. So mathematical model is really helpful to solve a particular problem statements in in the terms of variables and the operators. Best example, I found online this about the mathematical modeling. The simple question is, how many hours should Bobby work in order to buy a $37 video game or something else? We know, like in general scenario, we can convert this particular statement into mathematical expression. That A is equal to 10 plus 2h. This is an equation. And we can show how many hours, 0 hours. If we can implement 0 hours here, the value is 10. If I put 5 hours here, 5 to 10 plus 10, 20. Like that, I have created my simple statement into an equation, because this is my real-time scenario equation. And then I have calculated the particular hours according to the value. And now the question is $37 I required. So I simply input 37 here, and then I will find easily how many hours should be the Bobby should work. Likewise, all the real-time scenarios and real-time problem statements, now the current research trends are converting into the mathematical models. I will show you one double pendulum animation here. Like at the end, I will show you. I will shift to my web browser. And some of the tools and applications I'm going to discuss here is to get the call for papers of various conferences. Directly, you can go to EasyChair and check out by country and by topics. All the call for papers will be appear here. This is for conferences. This is not the part of this particular session. I'm going to show some sort of tools. And if you want to map your journal, enter your title here and copy and paste the abstract here. Automatically, it will give the matching journal in the elsewhere, journalfinder.elsewhere.com. So when I submit stepping to, this is the title and abstract I have submitted. According to this, elsewhere is giving me these sessions, and also it will give the site score, review speed, acceptance ratio, production speed, and the fee also. And some are the open access and some are not. Earlier I said, right, how to cite. Citethisforme.com is an excellent tool. So you can create any type of reference style, Harvard, AP, ML, and many more are there. From to create the citations for your publications or the proposals. Simply enter the title or the date or author something else, and then click on MLA, or it will generate the MLA formats. And all we know that to get the papers with DOI, still I'm confused that whether it is maybe genuine, I mean ethical or not, but we'll get many papers here. To check it out top journals, we'll go to Google Scholar and check it out the publications with high indexing 362. The Nature is there. So check it out with your aligned theme and research works. Some of the plagiarism tools are there, but mostly try to avoid the plagiarism tool, because the software has been updated. Whether if you are using the theme also, it will give as a plagiarism. And all we know, the UGC K list has been given in UGC grants commissions. This is what we discussed about how to write a proposal or something else like that with all the questionnaires. So before going to take the questions, I'm going to share. Uh, yes. So you are watching the screen, right? Okay. So this is a simple pendulum. Okay. So this is a good example for mathematical model. So when you are trying to explain your kids or the members to how the double pendulum is work and how it will works like this, you can show in a practical way. You can increase the length of the pendulum, the first pendulum black color, and then you can increase the mass of the pendulum, and you can increase or decrease the length of the second pendulum, and then also the mass. According to all the changes, it's going to change its direction of rotation as well as the time also. It depends. So when you are discussing the same concept in the theoretical manner, if you can able to explain with this particular simple application as a mathematical model, it will be very much useful. This is one best example of simple pendulum. So that I would like to conclude my sessions. Hope you understood how to write the proposal and what are the important points we have. So if you have any questions, you can ask me.
The session is open for the questions. If anyone is having the questions, please you can unmute yourself and can ask. Attendance link and the feedback link are shared in the chat box. I request all the participants to use. If anyone is having the questions, you can help it. You can unmute yourself and can ask. Okay, thank you all. Let's meet again in the tomorrow's session. And I request all the participants to fill the